Hello, our most valued student, and welcome to the full version now of the revision. I hope you've already seen the review, and now I'm giving you the full version of this Mathematics N1 paper. And if you are watching it for the first time, I will encourage you to subscribe to our channel, as well as ensure that the notification bell is turned on. And again, this paper was written on the 27th of June. It's a 3-hour paper. You need to have your scientific calculator. You need to use a graph paper in that particular exam. And then a few things or some housekeeping rules here is to say, most people actually ignore these instructions. They say, it's not my first time writing this exam. There's no reason for me to read this, but it's very important for you to go through the instructions, okay? So first one is 3 hours and it's out of 100 marks. And they're saying answer all the questions, read all the questions carefully, number the answers according to the numbering system used in this question paper, keep the subsections of questions together. So ensure that when you start answering question 1, you answer the whole of question 1. And then says number the answers according to the numbering system. Don't come with your own numbering system. And then start each question on a new page, just for neatness and presentation. Do that. Use only black. You see, they say only use black and blue pen. Don't use some Tipex, don't use some highlighters. You find a student trying to draw some diagrams and they use some highlighters. Don't use any other pen, or don't use any highlighter. Don't use anything except a blue and a black pen. Don't be penalized unnecessarily. Don't use Tipex. If you make an error, simply take a ruler and diagonally scratch out like this. It will be understood. And then there is the rounding off that is important also. Your final answer must be to 3 decimal places unless they indicate otherwise. Then this question 5.3.2 and 7.3 needs a graph paper, and then write neatly, you see, and legible. So that is that. Now let's look at this paper I'm going to do 3 questions here. Question 1, question 2, and question 3. It's purely algebra, so I'm going to do this. It says question 1. What is the instruction? Simplify each of the following. Now they emphasize here without a calculator, and then we need to use exponential laws. So how do you go about now? If you had to use exponential laws, let's look at this. What am I given here? I'm given this is 1.1.1. I'm given 5x squared over 3. I hope this is not hurting your eyes, to the power 2. Look at this. This is what I'm given, and I'm supposed to use the exponential laws to simplify this. Let's do this so that there is not much light there. Let's look at this. If you are given this and you are expected to simplify using the laws of exponents, they say exponential laws, what you need to do first is to understand what that bracket means. It means this particular 2 is affecting each and every term here. Remember 5. Let me start first here. What is the power of 5? Is it this 2? No, that is not the power of 5. 5 has its own power, which is 1. That's why they are putting a bracket to say the 2 is not only affecting 5, it will affect 5, it will affect x, and it will affect 3, but the power of 3 there is 1. So how do you write it? You're going to say 5 to the power 1 times 2, and then x to the power 2 times 2 over 3 to the power 1 times 2. Do you see how the 2 is affecting? There is the 2, there is the 2, there is the 2. Those are the laws of exponents, which is 5 to the power 1 times 2 is 2, x to the power 2 times 2 is 4, over 3 to the power 1 times 2 is 2. So this was your final answer. That was not complicated, but it needed you to become sensitive in how you approach this. So this question here, this was the answer. It was 2 marks. Now look at the one for 3 marks, 1.1.2. So let's erase this. and bring in the second question. If I can just bring it in here, it says what? 1.1.2. In this case, we are supposed to simplify. It says what? 25. It's actually square root of 25. Am I right? Then you've got x to the power 4, y to the power of 3 over 125 x squared y to the power 4. So this is what I'm having. If we can also bring this in here to say, if I'm to work this out, look at this. So I got this and I want to work this out. A few things that you need to know. They won't give you a question that does not make sense. Remember, already they know the answer, so they give you questions which are able to be simplified. Always know that they don't just bring things at random. Ask yourself, why did they give me the 25? Why did they give me the 125? Such things are very important, and they say exponential laws. So your calculator here can actually give you kind of an idea to say, what is this 25 all about? So if I take my calculator and I say square root of 25, you see it's 5, but I need to know how the calculator did that. Now the sign square root, you must know it means bracket to the power 1 over 2. Don't forget that. Okay, so here I can go on and say this is equal to bracket 25 to the power 1 over 2. Then I've got x to the power 4, y to the power of 3 over 125. Let's leave it like that for now. X to the power of 2, y to the power of 4. That is what it means. And then it's continuing now to say, remember I got a 5, square root of 25 is 5, but using laws of exponents, you ask yourself, why 25? 25 is 5 squared. You see, bracket 1 over 2 x to the power 4 y cubed over, what about 125? Use your calculator again. It's 5 to the power of 3 x squared y to the power 4. Are you seeing that? Just to separate, to say, remember, this is like this, this is like that, so that there is some division. So if you are to then work it out, this 2.5, you are multiplying 2 times half. Now if you use a calculator symbol to say what is 2 times half, 2 times half is equal to 1, because that will cancel. So what you have got equal to 5 to the power 1. Now look at this. This is where you use the laws of exponents. Remember, if I say to you a 1 over a to the power of m, this is equal to a to the power of negative m. If I want to remove this division and I want to take this to the top, I introduce a negative sign. So I'm going to take x squared to the top. Let me use a different mark. I'm going to take x squared to the top. I'm going to take y4 to the top. So it will become here, you can put a dot if you want, x to the power 4, but I want now x squared to join, dot x to the power negative 2. You see, it was positive, it becomes negative. Then I have y to the power of 3. I want y4 to go up, it becomes y to the power negative 4. Then this is also, let me take 5. It will be fine. Let me take 5. It will become 5 again. 5 will become what? Is positive 3. It will become negative 3. See this? See what I'm doing? Then I was supposed to bring 5 together. So I'm using laws of exponents. There is a law which says if I've got a to the power of m times a to the power of n is equal to, if the bases are the same, you add the exponents, m plus n. You remember this law? You add the 2 provided the bases are the same. Now I've got a 5 and I've got a 5, so it will be 5 to the power 1 plus minus 3. See that? Again, move for x. You've got x and x. It's 4 plus negative 2. Again, you can put a bracket or you can leave out a bracket, it's fine. Do the same thing with y. 3 plus negative 4. You see what is happening there? Then you can use a calculator again here to say what is 1 plus negative 3. You see it's negative 2. 4 plus negative 2, it's positive 2. 3 plus negative 4, it's negative 1. You see, you can use that to say 5 to the power negative 2 dot x to the power 2, 4 minus 2 is 2, dot y to the power 3 minus 4 is negative 1. But now you need to leave your answer. Don't leave it like that. Get rid of these negatives. Now what you do is you are going to say the same law, this rule is going to be applicable. This rule that I did here is going to be applicable, but this is how you're writing it now. A to the power negative m. How do I get rid of that negative? You say 1 over. Then it will be a to the power of m. So I'm going this direction now. To remove the negative, that's what you do. So here, to remove the 5 being negative, what you do, you say 1 over. Now 5 negative will go back to become 5 squared. Y to the power negative 1 will go back to become y. But x squared is already fine, so I can say 1x squared. Or you can remove that 1 there. It will still be the same. Doesn't matter. Or remove it like this. It doesn't matter even if I take out like this, the 1, or I leave it. So it is still the same thing, even if I remove it like that. You understand what I'm saying? So it's up to you how you want to do it. So what I'm trying to say is you can leave out the 1, but the answer, this is the answer they wanted. Okay, so that is that. That's why they said exponential laws. How many marks? 3 marks, guys. Was it difficult? I don't think so. You could have gotten your answer correct there. Next one, say 1.2. Simplify each of the following without a calculator. Again, don't use the calculator, but what you're using, logarithmic laws, logs. Look at this, 1.2.1. Let me bring it in. 1.2.1 says you are given log base 9 of 3 plus log base 9 of 27. Not complicated. Actually, I think this question was more of a given to me. They made it 4 marks or so, but I think it was a good question. Look at this. It's a simple law here we are using. We are using this law. It says if you are given log base a of m plus log, look, I'm repeating, base a of n equal to, you take the log base a m, then you multiply with n. When it's adding, you multiply. Same thing here, log base 3 equal to log, look, we've got 9, we had a and a, so you say 3 times 27. Are you seeing that? Can put a bracket if you want, but what is 3 times 27? Log base 9, 3 times 27 is 81. Not done again. They want to check, are you aware what is this 3 times 7 being 81? Look at this. They will always give you something. As I say, they don't give things at random. Look at this. You say 3 times 27. It's fine. You've got 81. But don't. What is it that is linking 9 and 81? 9 squared is 81. You see? So they will always give you things that kind of make sense. So you can move on to say this is log base 9 of 9 squared. You see? Equal to, again, there is a rule. So this was the first rule. Second rule, okay, this was the first rule. Now the second rule they want to catch you here is this one, number 2, to say if you're given log in base of a b to the power m is equal to, look at this, the m, you drop it down so that you've got m log base a of b. See how the m is dropped, so it's m dot or m times. So even here this 2 will go and drop it there, so it will become 2 dot or 2 times log base 9 of 9. You see that? And then lastly, there is another law now. which says if you are given log base a of a, when the base and the number is matching, it's just a 1. Look at this, 9 and 9. So that becomes also a 1. So it's equal to, this one is equal to 2 bracket or 2 times 1, which is equal to 2. Now, I made an error, and you know the error that I made. They say simplify the following without a calculator, but where I can use the calculator, I need quickly to check my answer, and then I work towards that answer. Don't be too, I don't call whether, maybe I'll say naive to say they said I mustn't touch the calculator. Just go through, find out the answer first, and then work towards the answer. That's what I was supposed to do first. That's the error I made. When they say don't touch the calculator, that's when I touch the calculator. So log 9 and then 27. I get the answer, it's 2. Then after that, I work towards 2. Don't be too, I don't know, too naive or too, I don't know what I'll say. For you to say, you work such a question, you don't want to touch the calculator to verify it, and you go on and just say, I hope and pray, or I hope I got it right. Why don't you use the calculator to check the answer? Even the same one, 1.2.2, look at this. They're saying here, log, actually it's fraction. They're saying, say log 9 over what? Log 3. Just like that. Get the answer. The answer is a 2. Can work towards the answer. So don't be too, you know what I mean. I don't want to say the word, but yeah. I'll leave it up to you to guess what I'm saying. But don't be too that. For you not to check your answer, and you hope and pray, I hope my answer was correct. And you're out of the exam and you're like, I don't know how I got, whether I got that answer right or wrong, when your calculator could give you that. Look at this. We are saying here log 9 over log 3. You know the calculator gave us a what? It gave us a 2. So how do we work towards that? Look at this. If I bring this in, log 9 over log 3. In general, as a general knowledge, when they don't give you any base, you must know there is a hidden 10 there. The default base is 10, but it was not necessary to put that. So look at this. What do I have there? Log 9. I say they always give you something that makes sense. 9 and 3 are related. It would be same as saying log 3 squared, that is 9 over log 3. Look, all of a sudden I'm matching them. But I told you of that rule to say when that 2 is there, you can drop it down. So it would be 2 times log 3 or 2 dot, I said you can use a dot, over log 3. Look, log 3 cancels log 3. So the answer is 2. Or you say 2 1 over 1. But the answer symbol is a 2. That's how they got that 2. Not complicated. It just is needed you to use your basic laws of logs there. So we got that one. Let's move on to the next one. And the question here is question 1.3. It says write the following in exponential form. Look at this. I'm just going to do this one quickly. It says you are given log in base 4 of 0.25 is equal to -1. What I want to show you here is when you are given this log in base a of m is equal to b. Let's use that. Now what you need to know is this. This is the base, and then that will become the exponent, and this will become the number. Look at this, what am I saying? You're going to take a to the exponent b is equal to m. So what are we going to do with that one? We take 4 to the exponent minus 1 is equal to 0.25. And what was the question? The question was write the following in exponential form. There, we've got an exponent done. Difficult? Nope. Easy? I don't know. It's up to you to say, but it's not difficult, okay? How many marks was that? That's why it was 2 marks. Now, go to question 2, and that's where you kind of now start to use a bit of more reasoning and becoming more careful now. you need to become extra cautious. Look at the mark now, it's 6 marks. Divide that by that. So I did a quick one in the previous video. I will encourage you to check how I did the quick one, but now I'm going to do the long division. So what are they saying here? They are saying we are given 12x cubed minus 34x squared minus 51x minus 20. So if I take that, and they are saying, what are you doing? You're going to take that, and I think I want it there. You're going to divide it by what? By x minus 4. So you take that and say, I'm going to divide this thing by x minus 4. Okay, so how do you work this kind of a problem? How do you work about? Look at this. This is what you're doing. The first part is you start with the 12x cubed. So you're saying 12x cubed, then you're dividing it by that x. Are you seeing that? That's what you're doing. You're saying 12x cubed over x. Remember, x cubed, what does it mean? X cubed actually means x times x times x. That's what it means, okay? So that when you're dividing by x, you cancel the first x, you are left with 2 of them. So this is 12x squared remaining. That's what you write here on top. So you're going to have on top 12x squared. Then after that, what are you doing? You're going to take that 12x squared, you're going to put a bracket and multiply it by that divisor, which is x minus 4, okay? So you're going to say x minus 4 in bracket. What does it mean? This multiplies, you open that bracket. Say 12x squared times x, it's 12x cubed. It will always go to the previous one. Like here, it will go to 12x cubed. Now, 12x squared times negative 4. So you are multiplying with the calculator 12 times what? You are saying 12 times negative 4. It gives you minus 48. So it's negative 48, but it's x squared. I saying that. That's what you're going to write here to say 12x cubed minus 48x squared. What are you going to do? You rule off, you put a bracket, you say minus. I deal with this in my textbook, the mathematics N1 for the underdogs, and I explain this more thoroughly, and there are a lot of videos that I've done actually on this, so check out on the previous videos. So what are you saying now? You are saying 12x cubed minus 12x cubed, it gives you a 0. Then with the calculator you are saying minus 34x squared minus 48x squared. As long as x squared is maintained, don't worry, your calculator will give you the answer. So what do you punch, or what do you do with the calculator? Look at this. You are saying minus 34, then that minus is minus, then there is negative 48. You put it as negative 48. That's what I did. Minus 34 minus negative 48 equal to 14. Now I write the 14 there, but it's 14x squared. Then I bring down the what? Bring down that 51. So it will be minus 51x. I repeat the same process that I did on top. So what they are marking, they are going to mark you that step like this. They want to see that, and they are going to mark that. So that's your first 2 marks. Now remember, it's 6. So let's do it. What's the next one? You do the same thing. You are going to say here, now you are in this part. You have done that, so forget about it. Now we are in 14x squared. So you are going to say 14x squared is 14 times x times x, and you are dividing by x. Remember, you are always dividing by x. You cancel, you see that you have got 14x remaining. So you're going to say plus 14x Why? Because the sign is a plus there. Again, this multiplies, so you say times. So what do? You take 14x, you open a bracket and you say x minus 4. You are repeating. That will open and that will open. So 14x times x is 14x squared. It will always match the other first part. Then you're saying 14 times 4, but it's negative there. Your calculator will come handy. 14 times negative 4. It's 14, not 4. 14 times negative 4 is negative 56, which is minus 56, but it's minus 56 what? It's minus 56x, you see, because it's 14x times that. So where do you write that? You are going to write it in here to say 14x squared minus 56x. I sing that. Then let's take this off. What you do now is I say you roll off, put a bracket and subtract 14x squared minus 14x squared. This will always give you a 0 like the first time. Then take a calculator. You say minus 51 minus 56. Don't struggle, it's the calculator. Minus 51, that's not a job. Then minus negative 56. You do this, you'll get your answer correct. There is a 5. But don't forget, it's 5x. Always maintain the variable. If we're dealing with x squared, we maintain x squared. Now we are with x, you maintain x. Then again, you bring down the minus 20. There. Then you've got what? Negative 20. Right? By the way, what are they going to mark? They're going to mark that and they're going to tick that. You've got 4 marks now. The next part now is to say we're repeating the same process. We are saying now 5x, you're dividing by that x, so that you cancel that, you're left with 5. So you're going to have here your 5, but it's positive 5. See, that's another mark there. They mark that. But again, what do you do with the 5? You take the 5 and it multiplies that. See that? It's a repetition. You just keep on repeating the same thing. So you're saying 5 bracket x minus 4. So you're saying 5 times this, 5 times x is 5x, 5 times negative 4 is minus 20. So you're going to take that and say 5x minus 20. Alright. Then after that, what do? You roll off, you put a bracket, and you say minus 5x minus 5x, 0, minus 20 minus minus 20. Don't overthink it, your calculator. Negative 20 minus negative 20 equal to 0. You see? Plus 0. It will always, it must give you a 0 if it's a factor. Most of the time they must, these questions, they end up with a 0 there. Then what you do is they will mark you that. So there is the 6 marks that they're going to give you. So this question is 6 marks. So if they say divide this by this, so the answer is equal to, you can even say equal to 12x squared plus 14x plus 5. I did a short version in my review. You can also check it out or grab hold of my book. It will give you more of that. So guys, that was that. And I think 6 marks. This question actually, they make it 6 marks. Not that it's difficult, but it's because of the steps that are involved. They are quite lengthy and students usually make errors. Next question 2.2 there. It says add the following expressions. Add means put a plus there. So what are you adding? You are adding this one, which is let me just write it like this. There are 2 different ways you could have done this. Look, 20x squared minus 12xy plus 10y squared. They're saying take that. Let me take it out of the way here. you've got this, and they say add what? You're going to say plus, let me first write it down. You have got minus 16y squared plus 14x squared minus 4xy. So I'm going to take it here and do this. So we are adding this thing. I'm going to put a plus there. That's what they say. That's what they are saying we must do. Add. So what do? You do what is called rearrangement. Arrange them in such a way that they match each other. That's the first part. Take that. There is follow the variables. X squared is to x squared. Bring it together and add it. So what do we have? I have here, I'll use different markers. I've got 20x squared. Move it with the sign. Look at this. When you are moving it, it moves with the sign. Is plus 14x squared. It's collecting like terms again. Look at the other one. We have got what? Negative 12xy and 14xy. Again, add this. So I've got, check the sign. Check the sign is minus 12xy. Again, check that sign. It's minus 4xy. Do you see what's happening here? Lastly, we have got plus 10y squared and minus, because they said add, that's why you've got that sign, but it's minus that. So you've got plus 10y squared, and then because it's positive, then minus 16y squared. Like terms with their signs, but the calculator will help you. What am I saying? When you are using the calculator, you're just adding. So if I take my calculator here, what I'm doing is I'm going to say, for example here, 20 plus 14 is 34 there. On the other one, it's minus 12 minus 4, because it's the xy. I'm getting minus 16. You see that? The other one is 10 minus 16. I'm getting what? A negative 6. That's what I'm doing. So in here, I'll have that. It gave me 34, but 34 what? X squared. And the other one, it gave me what? Minus 16, but you maintain your xy. And the other one, it gave me minus 6y squared. That's where they will give you how many marks? It's 3 marks for this. It's up to you how you want to do this. Some will prepare it like this. Will prefer to say, when you are in this stage here, where, let me quickly write this down. It was what? It was 20x squared plus 14x. No. I don't want to write it like that. From the original, it's minus 12xy plus 10y squared. Some, when you're adding it, they want to bring this. Let me take, you see from here, what they do is they take that to say, remember you're collecting like terms, that 14, but you put it down there to say 14x squared, and then the xy to be minus 4xy, and then it will be minus 16y squared. Some, they prefer to do it like this, and then what they do, they put a ruler there, and then they say add. So you say 20 plus this, that's where they get the 34x squared. Then they use a calculator, minus 12 plus minus 4, then they'll get minus 16xy. Again this, they'll get minus 6y squared. That's what they do, and it's also the same. It's also good. You'll get all your marks. There's nothing wrong with that. It's actually a good move. So that's what you do, guys. Let's continue. Remove brackets and simplify. Oh, look at this. It was also not complicated, but let me just bring it in. Remove the brackets and simplify. How many marks? 3 marks. So how do you remove the brackets and simplify in this one? What are we having? X minus 3 squared. Remove the brackets and simplify. Alright, let's take it in here to say, don't do what is common. They will say equal to, students will just say equal to, take 2 in, it will be x squared, and then take 2 in minus 3 squared. That's what they'll do, which is x squared. Then they'll say 3 squared is minus 9. Wrong, wrong, wrong. Very, very wrong. More than wrong. Mathematical massacre, mathematical suicide, mathematical, I don't know what you can do, what we can call it, is not allowed. Remember, the square means open 2 brackets. That's what the square means. Then you have the same thing in the square, x minus 3 and x minus 3. Just like if I say to you y squared, what did you say? It's y times y. So it's y times y, but I can put it and say y and put another bracket y. Are you seeing that? It's the same thing, just that now instead of this y, you have got a thing called x minus 3. Are you seeing what I'm trying to do here? Then you use the FOIL method. X minus x times x, and then x times minus 3, then minus 3 times x, and that times that. Remember, it's multiplying. So what you're saying is x times x, and then now what's the sign? You see here you have got x dot negative 3, but the sign there, you take the sign of x, which is plus, and then again you have got minus 3 dot x, and then you have got the sign of minus 3 dot minus 3. So x times x, it's simple x squared. X times minus 3 is minus 3x. Minus 3 times x, it's minus 3x. Minus 3 times minus 3 is a positive 9. Then you continue, which is x squared minus 3 is minus 6x plus 9. That's what they're interested in. They'll give you there, they'll give you there, they'll give you there. But of course, they need the steps on how to follow this. So guys, this is expansion, common in your it's very common in your what do you call this, it's very common in your whenever you're doing your maths. So this is one of the areas that you need to be actually very sensitive about. Okay, so having done that, let us look at the next part. We're done with question 1. Now we are looking at question number, alright, this is question, this is question 2. So we're looking at the last question of this video, question number 3. Then we're going to end it and then go to question number 4. Look at this. Question 3 says fully factorize the following expression is 3 max 3.1.1. There's 3.1.1. We're given that. So I'm going to bring it in here. Sum and max, 3 max. Look at this. We're given x plus y in brackets, and then we're also given minus 5xy minus 5x squared. So if I'm going to be simplifying this, what I have here is just want to give it again more space. Look at this. I've got this, but now already the first bracket is done. I need to check out what is this all about. What's common? Look, minus 5 minus 5. There is x and x squared, so I can take out that. So it is x plus y. Then I can see that minus 5 is common and x. So what it means is in each and every item here, I'll be dividing by minus 5. So what I'm saying is, I'll be saying here as this is what I'll be saying. I'll be saying negative 5xy divided by what I took out as minus 5x, and I'm saying negative 5x squared over negative 5x. See what I'm doing? The negative is common, it cancels out. The 5 cancels out. The x cancels out. look, y will remain. So I'll put a bracket and I'll remain with y there. Again, here the negative cancel out, the 5 cancel out. Now x squared means x times x. I can now remove that squared so that that x and that x cancel, remaining with x. But it's a, see, the negative cancelled is now a plus x. And what you need to know, x plus y same as y plus x. So this is the same thing. So now when you do, you write the bracket here as x plus y. That's the answer there. And then how to write the other bracket? There need to be 2 brackets. And what they are doing is they try to confuse you. There is a hidden 1 there. Don't forget that. So you write what is in the brackets, and what is outside the brackets is that hidden 1, then minus 5x. That's where they wanted to catch you. It was that part. To say when it's nothing, it means there is a 1. And that's where they wanted to catch you. The trickier part was that place. So you get that answer, and yeah, you're good to go. So that was the question. Let's move on to the other part of this. 3.1.2 says what? 1, you need to simplify again. In here, if I can write it down, it's what? It's 1 over 4, okay, x squared y, minus 1 over 4 xy cubed, and then the other one is what? Plus 1 over 4 x cubed y squared. Okay, interesting. How many marks? It's 4 marks. Don't know why it was 4 marks, but you need to factorize, and let's do that. So if I take this thing over here, just to separate it from all the junk, and take it out like this. Look at this. It's not also complicated. It's a matter of you being able to take things that are common. Look at this. 1 over 4, 1 over 4, 1 over 4. We can see that 1 over 4 is common on all. It must be on all the 3. Now, how do you take out what is common on the variables? You look at the x. There is x squared. There is x. Now, if there is no power, it means there is a 1. There is x cubed. Always take the small power, x to the power 1. Do the same thing with y. X. There is y1, y3, y2. Take y1. Put a bracket. So what you are actually doing is you are saying this thing that you took out is a common factor. So you are saying the first one here, this 1 over 4 x squared y, you are going to divide it by that 1 over 4 x y. The 1 over 4 will cancel. The y is cancelling. Now the x squared, remember there are 2 there, it will cancel, only 1 will remain. So you've got your x there. Again, you do the same thing on the second one. You have got 1 over 4 x y cubed. Y cubed means y times y times y. There's a times there. Over, again, take your common factor, x, y. 1 over 4 goes, the x will go, 1 of the y will go, 2 of them will remain. So you're going to say y squared. But look at the sign, it's minus. Put a minus there. The next sign is a plus. You do the same thing. You have got x cubed y squared, but it's 1 over 4 x cubed y squared, again divided by 1 over 4 xy. Common denominator, remember. Now x, there are 3, 2 will remain. Y, there are 2, you say 2 minus 1, 1 will remain. So it will be x squared y. Close the bracket. That becomes the answer. They don't want to see this. They were only interested in that. That's where they will give you that answer and the common there. That's where the 4 marks comes from. It is again not complicated, but you need to know what to do and why you're doing it. Alright. Guys, is it still making sense? I hope so. Look at the other one. Simplify the following. How many marks? 5 marks. Simplify, but they give you 5 marks. Okay, it's a fraction. I think it was worth it. 3.2 there. I think it was worth it in a way. Look at this. 3 over x minus 5xy minus 4 over x squared y. Remember guys, this is mainly revision. I'm not teaching per se, so if you want the concepts and the full teaching, you need to grab hold of my book, Mathematics N1 for the Underdogs. It gives you all these kind of foundations. Now look at this. I'm supposed to simplify this and I have to focus on the denominators. Now the x already is found in this x, so the denominator here is x squared y. See that? So what I'm doing is I'm taking that as my common denominator and I'm saying I'm dividing x, so it's x squared y. I'm dividing by the first denominator, which is x. So remember, when it's squared, 1 will remain, so it's xy. So you take that xy times, so put a bracket and put that 3. You multiply by the numerator and then you say minus. Do the same thing on the second one. What you are doing is you are saying that denominator, our common denominator, x squared y over that one, which is x squared y. So it's repeating itself. The x squared goes, the y goes, so it's 1, so it's minus 1. Look at this. Because of this 1 and 2, you put a bracket and then you say 5x y minus 4. That's where they wanted to catch you. You will see what I mean, because this negative is going to be distributed into the 5xy and the minus 4. That's the main part they wanted to catch you. So you're going to use, open the bracket, use FOIL, minus 1 times that, and minus 1 times minus 4. So you're going to say xy times 3 is 3xy, minus 1 times that is minus 5xy, minus 1 times minus 4, negative times a negative is a positive 4 over x squared y equal to, now look at this common factor, xy, 3 minus 5 is minus 2xy plus 4 over x squared y. Then that was the answer. We couldn't do much. You can factorize 2, but you can leave it like that. That is the answer. 5 marks, guys. 5 marks. All right. Question 3. What? 3.3. The last one for this session. Let's look at it. Question 3.3, I guess. And common question. Yes, I said I'll do 1 to 3. 4 and 5, I'll do them separate. Look at this, 3.3. It says determine the following from algebraic terms. So they have given me that 6 marks, 2 to 2 each. Then they say 3.3.1, the prime factors of each. Your calculator can do much better than mine, because mine is not the updated version. Look at it. You are given 120 x to the power 6, y to the power of 3, z to the power 2. So they want me to find the what? To find the prime factors of this. You know how to find the prime factors? It's not difficult. Your calculator will do it easier for you. So you create a calculator and you're going to say 120, you say equal to, then you say shift. In your calculator there is a part between a and that thing which says FACT, fact. Then when you press, it will give you those numbers. But in this case, I think what I need to do, I'll do it the longer way. The longer way is like this. You take 120 here and you say 2 into 120, it's 60. 2 into 60 is 30. 2 into 30 is 15. 3 into 15 is 5. 5 into 5 is 1. So you can see it's 2 times 2 times 2 times that. So this is same as 2 times 2 times 2 times 3 times 5. You must end up with the last one. They can mark you like that. Then you say times x to the power 6, y to the power of 3, z to the power of 2. They will mark you like that, but you can recognize that 2 to 2, it's 2 to the power of 3 times 3 times 5, x to the power of 6, y to the power of 3, z to the power of 2. I prefer this one, and I'll tell you why. That is power 1, that is power 1. That is the first one. They will give you that. Let me leave it like this actually. Let me not remove that. That's the first one. What about the other one? 45x cubed. Let me write it down here. It's 45x cubed y4 z cubed. Again, you need to convert this into a product. This is called a product of its prime factors. So equal to, so what I do, same thing what I did there, you take that and you've got 45 here, and then you're going to say 3 into 45, I think it's 15, 3 into 15 is 5, 5 into 5 it's 1. So you're going to say this is same as 3 times 5 times x cubed y4 and z cubed. You can get that as the answer, or you can recognize there are 2 3's there, which is 3 squared times 5, that is 5 to the power 1, x cubed y4 z cubed. This is the answer. I prefer it. Then you'll see why I say that. Now the next question now follows up. 3.3.2, the lowest common multiple, LCM. How do we find the LCM of these two? Let me use this. Look at these two. That's where I said I prefer working it in the exponents. How do you find the LCM? To find the LCM, you need to find each and every number must be represented, and each and every letter must be represented. So let's start from the smaller one. There is a 2, I'll take the 2 times. There is a 3, I'll take the 3 times. There is a 5, I'll take the 5. I saying that? Let me just give a space here. So represent each and every number and each and every letter. There is an X, I'll take the X. There is a Y, I'll take the Y. And there is a Z. That's the first part. Every letter must be represented. Now come to the powers. You take the highest powers. 2 has the power of 3 as highest. 3 has the power of 2 there as the highest. 5 has the power of 1 as the highest. X. There is 6 and 3. 6 is highest. Y. There is 3 and 4. 4 is highest. Z. There is 2 and 3. 3 is highest. So this is where the answer is coming from. But of course, you need to give us a single number here to say what is 2 to the power of 3, what is 3 to the power of 2. So it's 2 to the power of 3 times 3 squared times 5. It's what? It gives you what? 360. Am I right? Yes. So what we have here is 360. Then you maintain your x6, y4, z3. That's our LCM equal to that. That's the first part. Now, how do we find our highest common factor? Again, we are looking at our two guys there. The highest common factor, HCF, it's also like this. You're no longer writing each and every term now. You're going to match and compare them, and the one that appears on both is common. So you start with 2. I have got 2 here, but not 2 this side. It's not common. I've got 3 and I've got 3, so 3 is common. Take out 3, say times. I've got 5 there and 5 there, so 5 is common. I take out 5. I've got x and x. I've got y and y. I've got z and z. So after that, instead of taking the highest powers, you do the opposite now. You take the smallest powers. 3 has a power of 1 and 3 has a power of 2 on the second one. Take 1. 5 is 1 on both sides. X is 6, x is 3, take out 3. Y is 3, y is 4, take out 3. Smaller powers. Z is 2, z is 3, take out 2. And your answer is 3 times 5 is 15x cubed y cubed z squared. That's my highest common factor. That's how you write, or that's how you work this. I hope, guys, also it did make sense. Always practice. 6 marks are for grabs here. Trust me, the 6 marks here, there are 6 marks for grabs. Total was 18 marks. I hope it was making sense. So guys, as I said, I'm going to do it in 3 parts. This is the first 3 videos. the first 3 questions. I do the second 4 and 5. Then I wrap it up with question 6, 7, 8. We have come to the end of our lesson. Remember, this is first available for Prime members. Become a Prime member and you will always benefit in such kind of videos. I hope this channel is bringing value to you. Don't forget, your comments are very important, and don't forget, leave us some suggestions on how we can improve on this channel. We've come to the end of our lesson. Thank you.